वासुदेवाय ॐ अज्ञानतिमिरन्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनाशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपा कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकम्। वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरो श्रीयुतापदकमलं श्रीगुरून् वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सहगणा रघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनासहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधा कृष्णपादान् सहगणा ललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितांश्च। हे कृष्णा करुणा सिन्धु दीनबन्धो जगत्पते गोपेश गोपिका कान्त राधा कान्त नमोस्तुते। तप्त काञ्चन गौराङ्गी राधे वृन्दावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये। वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्त स्वामी निति नामिने। नमस्ते सरस्वती देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देशधारिणे। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। Hare Krishna, welcome everyone to our weekly Bhagavad Gita class. Thank you for coming. Thank you for taking out your precious time and coming to attend this Bhagavad Gita class. So we are continuing our discussion from Bhagavad Gita as it is, and we are on second chapter, which is entitled Contents of Gita Summarized. So far we have heard in the first chapter Krishna describing many wonderful concepts to Arjuna. He described many wonderful things which are very essential for our daily life and spiritual life. In the first chapter, Arjuna, he spoke many things, many doubts, many arguments. I am feeling compassionate. How will I enjoy alone if I kill all my family members? I'll become sinful by killing my family members. Then if the men are killed, there will be a destruction of family tradition. And ultimately in the second chapter, he is confused. He surrenders to Krishna. And then Krishna starts describing the knowledge of the soul. First, he begins by telling that Arjuna, you are behaving as if a very great scholar, but you are a fool. Apandita, you are behaving like Pandit, but you are apandit. You are not a scholar, you are behaving like a fool. You are lamenting for what which is not worth lamenting. Because the soul is eternal. And the body is anyways dead matter. Everybody has to change the body. Therefore, learn to tolerate these impermanent realities of this world. This world is real, but it is temporary. It is not imaginary. It is real, but it is not permanent. And then he starts describing Arjuna, you are thinking of enjoyment. Both ways you will enjoy. If you win, you will stay here and enjoy. If you die, you will go to heaven and enjoy. So enjoyment is guaranteed. So this transition happened when Arjun surrendered to Krishna when he accepted Krishna as his spiritual master. So unless we accept spiritual master and his words, it is very difficult to go ahead in spiritual life. We have different types of teachers in our spiritual life. Siksha Guru, Diksha Guru. Siksha Guru means many people who give instructions to us. And Diksha Guru means the initiating spiritual master. They both are important. We have many Siksha Gurus in our life, and our prominent Siksha Guru is Srila Prabhupada. We are hearing so many things from the day one of our spiritual life. We have heard many things about Srila Prabhupada. Today is a very, very, very important day in our life. Today is the day when Srila Prabhupada embarked on his journey on Jaladuta, 13th August 1965. That was the date. And Tithi wise, it was the day after Balaram Jayanti. So today is the day which changed the history of humanity. If Prabhupada would not have embarked on this journey, हम लोग नहीं बैठे होते यहाँ पे. We would be sitting somewhere else. Sunday, movie time with our friends and relatives, time where we just relax. Sunday को कौन आता है भाई? संडे तो आराम का दिन है. संडे को आना means you have to be really committed. Only if you are getting something more than what you were getting in your previous life. Previous life means previous to coming to ISKCON, Krishna consciousness. Otherwise, nobody compromises on enjoyment of this world. Srila Prabhupada did a lot of sacrifice. Now, I'll speak something about Srila Prabhupada's this journey. What was the age when Srila Prabhupada left for America? Anyone knows? He was 69 years old. How many of you are above 69? Only 2 people, 3, 4 लोग. आप कहाँ 69 के above हो गए? आप भी उठा रहे हैं. One time Bhakti Charu Swami Maharaj was telling, all of us, none of us, those who are below 69, 30s, 40s, 50s, 60s, they can't understand what Srila Prabhupada went through. Those who are in that age, they can actually appreciate what Srila Prabhupada went through. 69 ke age mein, what is the retirement age? 60. When people, they just are in their last phase, अभी तो चलो सब कुछ कर लिए, घर गृहस्थी के सब कर्तव्य हो गए और now I want to just relax and focus on my spiritual life. Srila Prabhupada was already at the peak of his spirituality. He was staying in Vrindavan. He was staying in Radha Damodar Mandir, which is the hub of Vrindavan. He was a well-known sannyasi. ऐसा नहीं है कि he was like ठीक है कोई जानता नहीं है. He was very famous materially also. He had contacts with Prime Minister, President. Everybody knew him. He was absorbed in Krishna. Why he had to leave all this and go to a place where no one knew him? Nobody knew what was happening in India that time, in America. Nobody knew Krishna. Srila Prabhupada, when he went to America and he was giving a class and he was telling about the beauty of Krishna. Krishna is such a beautiful boy. He has a beautiful face. And then he was seeing audience has no expressions on their face. You know, it happens when you see audience with no expressions. It is very discouraging. यहाँ बोलते रहिए, हमको क्या पढ़िए. So then Prabhupada thought there is some miscommunication. He asked, how many of you have heard about Krishna? And nobody raised their hands. He realized where I have come, where nobody has heard the name of Krishna. So he is trying to preach to those people who had no knowledge of Krishna. And Prabhupada is so wonderful. He started speaking Chaitanya Charitamrit. अभी कृष्णा नहीं मालूम है, चैतन्य चरितामृत बोल रहे. And he is speaking the story of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and Sanatan Goswami. बहुत लोग जानते होंगे यहाँ पे सनातन गोस्वामी, one of the 6 Goswamis of Vrindavan, how he met Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So he's speaking in his typical Bengali accent, you know. एक तो Prabhupada Indian, ऊपर से Bengali, you know. Any Bengalis here? चलो Bengali नहीं है. So Bengali accent, and Prabhupada is now wondering whether people will understand my language also. So one day Prabhupada is speaking, so Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is meeting Sanatan Goswami and Sanatan Goswami is surrendering and people are making notes. Somebody is writing, so Sanatan Goswami met Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Somebody is writing Sonaton. So that's where Prabhupada is. Why Prabhupada is taking all those efforts at the age of 69? And he was not flying. He went in a cargo ship. Passenger ship nahi hai. Cargo ship with minimum facilities. And the ladies, you know, this Sindhya steamship company, the owner of this company was Sumati Morarji, one of the very, very influential ladies at that time. Indian, you can Google, you know, she's one of the very influential ladies at that time. Gujarati, nice, very pious lady, but industrialist. She was owner of this company. And Srila Prabhupada, he went many times to this lady and he said, can you give me one ticket in your ship? And she said, Swamiji, I can give you, not a problem. But you will die there. It is so very cold there. You will not get anything to eat. People only eat meat there. What will you eat? Prabhupada was insistent. I have to go. Why? Because my spiritual master has given instruction. That is the faith Prabhupada had in the words of his guru. And when he got this instruction, in 1922, when Srila Prabhupada was 26 years old, that time Prabhupada was given this instruction. And whole life he was preparing to teach, to preach. What was the instruction? It was in the first meeting. His guru told him, you are an educated young man. Preach this message of Krishna consciousness in the Western world in English language. And whole life he prepared for it. And then somehow this lady, she said, okay Swamiji, if you want, I'll give you a ticket. Prabhupada had no contacts in London, in America. And Prabhupada thought, you know, everybody goes to London, I will go and, start preaching in America. I will start in America because if I have to fail, I'll fail in different place. Because his god brothers, they had gone to London, but they could not do much. And then ultimately he was given a ticket. No contacts, no money, no resources, nobody to welcome him. हम लोग अब यात्रा पे जाते हैं, if you are traveling on a 36 hours journey, यहाँ से मायापुर की यात्रा करनी है, we are very sure कि भाई कौन से स्टेशन से हमको प्रसाद मिलेगा, किधर से ब्रेकफास्ट, किधर से लंच, किधर से डिनर, because बाहर का खाते नहीं हम लोग. We make all the arrangements. Prabhupada didn't know कि खाने के लिए मिलेगा कि नहीं मिलेगा. And he went on a journey which was, how long it took him for reaching to America? 35 days. हम 35 घंटे का जर्नी में सब प्रिपरेशन करके जाते हैं. He went on a cargo ship. How many of you have traveled in ship anytime? Only few. Cruise होगा ना वो. Nice passenger ship with all the facilities. And for how long? 2 days, 3 days, 4 days? 2-3 दिन हो गए. हाँ चलो मैक्स उतना हो गया. So in that also some people have difficult time because of seasickness. So Prabhupada, he had to travel 35 days and he didn't know whether he'll survive also or not. He was given only a one room in that cargo ship which was little better, and Prabhupada, he embarked. As the port, the ship Jaladuta left from Calcutta harbor dockyard, from there the boat reached Cochin. The ship reached Cochin, and in Cochin, the books of Srila Prabhupada, which he had translated, Srimad Bhagavatam, first canto, 3 parts, they were, put on that ship. They were transported from Mumbai to Cochin, and in Cochin, they were, put on the ship. Prabhupada had only this position. Prabhupada went with 40 rupees. No money. 40 rupees मतलब उस समय का 40 rupees कितना होगा? Prabhupada said, I could not even change it in dollars. Practically no money. And he had only one contact, one Indian gentleman. His name was Agarwal. He said, I have my son staying in America, Gopal Agarwal. He will host you. But apart from that, no communication. That's it. And then the ship started, entered the Red Sea. Prabhupada writes in his Jaladuta diary. Those who want to read what happened, Prabhupada would maintain a diary. Every day what happened. And Prabhupada is writing. Today, I am not feeling like eating, seasickness, vomiting, nausea, headache. And then after a few days, Prabhupada had pain in the chest. He had 2 heart attacks. Prabhupada said, if I had third one, I would not have survived. So that's how so many difficulties Prabhupada went through. And ultimately when Prabhupada reached Boston Harbor, he didn't go to cardiologist first. पहले जाके कार्डियो टेस्ट कराते हैं अपना 2D को ECG वो सब करा लेंगे, सब ठीक ठाक रहेगा तो आगे बढ़ेंगे, नहीं तो back to. And Prabhupada was intensely praying. Prabhupada writes, in this difficult situation on the ship, he writes in that Jaladuta diary, my only solace is Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita, which is the pastimes of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And then in that night, he had a dream. And in that dream, he saw Krishna and all the avatars around the ship. And they are guiding the ship towards the journey destination. So that's the, that's the acharya which we have received in our life. So he went through a lot. For what? So that we all can get Krishna consciousness. So this journey which Srila Prabhupada started on this day, 13th August 1965, that is a remarkable day in our life, where because of that journey, now we are sitting here. And it is not that when Prabhupada reached, everything was already arranged for him. Nothing was there. Ultimately, he went to New York, no resources. And he was writing letters to his godbrothers in India. Can you please send some of your men to help me in this mission? Nobody sent. No money, no resources, no friends, no one to help. Srila Prabhupada didn't give up. Every now and then he would go back to the harbor in America and he would ask, when is the next ship going to India back? So this, the manager of the dockyard, he asked, Swamiji, you are coming every now and then, but when are you going? Prabhupada later told, I would pacify myself by just knowing the date and day of that ship, but I never went. Because I had faith in the words of my spiritual master. And he had written a beautiful bhajan, Marakine Bhagavad Dharma, on the Jaladuta. Some of you can read it, all of you can read it later. I can put on the group. Very beautiful bhajan, where Srila Prabhupada is expressing his heart. He's telling, I don't know whether they will understand my language also. You are sending me to this place which is full of Rajogun and Tamogun. When we go to America, none of the ordinary persons thinks, this is the worst place. Generally, Indians, whoever goes to America, the feeling is, wow, America jaake aaye hum log, wonderful place. Prabhupada says this is place full of passion and ignorance. Why? Because there is no Krishna consciousness there. Nobody knows about Krishna. Everybody is absorbed in just enjoying. Srila Prabhupada, when he would give lecture, one time he was giving class and he was telling, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has come to save you all. So one devotee said, Prabhupada, save you or shave you? Prabhupada said, shave you and save you. So Prabhupada, he took all the hard work so that we can get this message of Krishna consciousness. And when he went to America, those of you who have traveled abroad anytime, there is lots of jet lag. Prabhupada was never affected by jet lag. Wherever he would go, he would just ask his secretary, what is time now? Match the time, start working from that time. That was Srila Prabhupada. Every day, wherever he is, from 12 to 4 in the night, our peak hours of sleep, every day he would translate Bhagavatam. So, sote kab the? 10 to 12. That's it. 2 hours. मतलब रात के ही हैं. रात के 10 से रात के 12. That's it. That's how he has written all these Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavatam and all that. Why? Not to keep them as it is. I hope everybody is reading Bhagavad Gita and if possible Srimad Bhagavatam also. I think some of you must be chanting 4 rounds, 8 rounds, more than that. Now it's time to start Bhagavatam also. Apart from reading Bhagavad Gita, start reading Bhagavatam also. Bhagavad Gita is words of Krishna. Bhagavatam is pastimes of Krishna, activities of Krishna, and Chaitanya Charitamrita is the thoughts of Krishna. What Krishna thinks. आपको जानना है भगवान क्या सोचते हैं, तो चैतन्य चरितामृत पढ़ना पड़ेगा उसके लिए. So that's how Srila Prabhupada, he has taken this hardship of traveling all the way. And interestingly, the captain of that ship, Jaladuta, Arun Pandya, he tells Swamiji, his wife told, they both were traveling, that Swamiji, we have never seen Atlantic so peaceful. And he said, because Swamiji, you are there, it seems Atlantic is not showing its real face. So Prabhupada said, if Atlantic would have shown his real face, I would not have survived. So while coming back, returning, this Arun Pandya said, Swamiji, please come with us also back. So that, the Atlantic is peaceful. So actually, all this is arranged so that Prabhupada could go to America and spread this Krishna consciousness. And then rest is history. What all Prabhupada did in those 12 years, 14 years, 65 to 77, 12 years. It was a history. It is a history. And all of us are beneficiary of that. So these purports, Prabhupada has written these purports with lots of hardships. And when Srila Prabhupada went to America, he was staying in a very small room in one place in New York. And one day, he had a typewriter on which he would type his purports. Somebody had gifted him. The typewriter was stolen. His entire Bhagavad Gita commentary, purport, entire book is stolen. Full book stolen. Prabhupada had to write everything again. उस समय कुछ सॉफ्ट कॉपी नहीं था. Prabhupada had to write everything again. So that's the hard work Srila Prabhupada has went through, so that at least we can read Bhagavad Gita and get benefited. So that is the responsibility of a follower of this Krishna consciousness movement, to read these books and try to apply them in our life. Because reading is one thing, but that is not the end. After that starts application. And if we don't apply, Krishna will push us to apply this. Krishna will place us in situations where we'll be forced to apply these principles. So better to do it voluntarily. जो बोलते हैं ना, उखल में सर दिया है तो फिर मूसल से क्या डरना भी. We have embarked on this journey in Krishna consciousness. So for sure it is now Krishna's responsibility to purify us. And Krishna will make sure that we are on the right path and we are going ahead. If we don't go ahead and if we are stagnant in one place, Krishna will arrange something. Something will come in life. डरा नहीं रहा हूं, एक्सपीरियंस बता रहा हूं. It happens, and that is for our benefit. Because just like teachers, why they give tests to their children, their students? टेस्ट नहीं होगा तो पढ़ेंगे बच्चों? टेस्ट नहीं होता है तो पढ़ते हैं आप लोग? टेस्ट होता है तो कैसे अच्छे से पढ़ते हैं? Oh, you guys also there today. So when we have tests, then only अभी सर पे तलवार लटक रही है भाई. अभी तो do or die का situation है. पढ़ेंगे नहीं तो गए, हरी बोल. So that is our hope. Krishna never gives up on anyone. As soon as we start practicing, Krishna takes a special note of us. ये अभी संडे को भगवद गीता क्लास में आ रहे हैं. हरी बोल. हो गया हरी बोल. And the more we keep coming regularly, then Krishna takes a special note. अरे वाह, रोज आ रहे हैं, हर हफ्ते आ रहे हैं. मतलब ये हमारे अच्छे कैंडिडेट हैं प्यूरिफिकेशन के लिए. Now they want to be purified. Now they want to go ahead in spiritual life. Because some people, they come for a few weeks and then they are gone. They don't come. They don't return. If somebody is coming regularly, that means they are showing interest that I want to go ahead. And then Krishna takes a special note. And then he does nice arrangements so that we become more and more focused in Krishna consciousness. By hook or crook, Krishna will do that. Krishna enters in the life of a devotee like Matsya Avatar. Matsya Avatar, देखा आप लोग? सुना है story? There is a great king Satyavrat. And one day he is taking bath in the pond. And as he takes water in his hand and offers oblations, he finds this small fish in his hand. He says, "Pata nahi fish kahan se?" He was about to put that. The fish spoke. "Oh king, please don't put me in water. There are big fishes here. They'll eat me. Please protect me." So he picked that and then put that small fish in a jar. Overnight, the Matsya grew. The fish grew. Next morning, "Oh, this place is falling short. Please shift me to a bigger jar." Then bigger jar, and then nearby pond, and then river, and then ocean. And the fish is growing every day. And then this king realized this is not an ordinary fish. He is Supreme Lord for sure. That's how Krishna enters in our life also. एक प्रोग्राम के लिए आइए ना, बस एक प्रोग्राम, 1-2 दिन का गीता कोर्स कर लीजिए. यार पहले नहीं बताया आपने, हमको फंसा रहे थे आप लोग. That's how Krishna enters. 2 दिन का गीता कोर्स. पहले तो 6 दिन का होता था, अभी 6 दिन हैंडल नहीं कर सकते लोग. 2 दिन का ही है. फिर थोड़ा आप 1 दिन और आइए ना. अभी फेस्टिवल आ रहा है, अभी तो आना ही चाहिए आपको. और फिर अभी यात्रा में आएंगे, अब थोड़ा सा यात्रा, बहुत अच्छी यात्रा होती है. That's how slowly Krishna enters the life of a devotee. And we don't even realize when Krishna has occupied our entire life. And our material life is out of our home. It's like Prabhupada tells a story of a camel. There was one person taking his camel through the desert, and it was a very cold desert. They camped at one place. He put a tent, and the camel was outside, and he was inside. So the camel, he put his head inside the tent, and he said, "Can you allow me to please put my head inside the tent? It is so very cold here." He said, "Okay, head is not a problem. Chalega." After some 5, 10 minutes, 15 minutes, "Can you allow my neck also? It is getting, spasm." "Okay, chalega." "Can you allow my one leg also inside?" ठीक है, एक leg, और ज्यादा नहीं. After some time, "Can you allow my little bit of my back?" Then second leg. Then entire body is inside. With 2 leg बच गए, उसको भी ले लेते. And then this person is out of the tent. That's how Krishna enters our life. Slowly. But that is our fortune. एक बार में घुस जाएंगे तो हम बोलेंगे बे बिल्कुल नहीं बाहर रहो आप. ये इतना आपके लिए, बाकी इतना मेरे लिए है ना. That's how Krishna is very expert. When he wants to win over somebody, he does it in a very, very slow way. As it is said, the wheels of time, they grind slow, but grind very fine. That's how the mercy of the Lord is. धीरे से आता है. But when it comes, then we realize, wow, it was the most fortunate thing in my life. Otherwise, कहाँ मालूम होता क्या हरे कृष्णा है और क्या भगवत गीता. भगवत गीता मीन्स व्हाट? तुम क्या लेके आए थे जो तुमने खो दिया? तुम्हारा क्या था जो था, मतलब और क्या क्या रहता है ना, उसमें बहुत सारा कुछ रहता है. तो हमारे लिए भगवत गीता वही थी जो मरने के समय 15वां अध्याय पढ़ते हैं, उसमें से हाँ भाई अबे बाबा, भगवत गीता is not for dead people, it is for living people also. We realize, we understood so many things. And that's what Krishna is teaching Arjun. You are not this body, you are soul. And in this section, Krishna is describing this process of going to heaven. If somebody is dead in the Kshatriya war, he goes to heaven. Okay, we'll continue with the 35th verse. I wanted to discuss something about Balramji also. Let's see. Yesterday was Balram Jayanti, one of the most powerful avatars of Lord Krishna. Bhayadranadu paratam mamsante tva maharatha. We are on 2.35. Right? 2.35, na?
Yeah.
Bhayadranadu paratam mamsante tva maharatha. Yesham chatvam bahumato Bhutvayasya silaghavam. Somebody can read the translation, please.
The great generals who have highly esteemed your name and fame will think that you have left the battlefield out of fear only, and thus they will consider you insignificant.
So he's saying that Krishna is telling Arjun, you are showing compassion on all these soldiers, but don't think that they will also think the same way like you are thinking. You know what they will think? They will think bhayad ranad uparatam. Out of fear, you ran away from the battlefield. Bhayad ranad uparatam. Uparatam means you stop fighting because of bhay. And you know what they will consider? Mamsyante, all these big warriors, Maharatha, they will not consider you a great charitable and compassionate person. They will consider that you ran away from the battlefield. Bhayad ranad uparatam mamsyante and yesham chatvam bahumato. And they will consider you laghavam. They will consider you very insignificant. Just see, he ran away from the battlefield. How coward he is. He will not think you are a compassionate person, you are such a great warrior, but still you felt compassionate in all these people. They will not think like all this. They will think you ran away, you are a coward. So, so Krishna is saying, Arjun, our actions are seen by people, not our intentions. We judge people by their actions, and we judge ourselves by our intentions. Yeah. Doesn't it happen like that many times? When we see people doing something, we judge. ये ऐसे कर रहे हैं मतलब ऐसे हैं. And if somebody tells us, मैंने तो ऐसा सोचा नहीं था. I had good intentions, you know. My actions may not be good, but मेरा मन तो एकदम साफ था. That's what Krishna is saying, Baba. People will not see your intentions, they will see your actions. So therefore, don't behave in a way which will create questions on your integrity. So it is a great responsibility of everyone to behave in a way so that people don't raise questions on our character. Because we can't say, मैं तो अच्छा ही सोच रहा था. I was thinking the right way. I may have done something wrong, but मैंने तो अच्छा ही सोचा था मन में. लोग नहीं देखेंगे वो. People don't see what is your thought process. We should be very careful to act in a way so that people, they don't question our actions. Our integrity should always be maintained. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he told one time, Sannyasira alpachitra sarva loka gai. Shukla vastra mashi bindu aichina lukaye, Sannyasira alpachitra sarva loka gai. Just like if there is a completely pure white cloth and there is a small black dot, it is seen by everyone. Shukla vastra mashi bindu. Mashi means very small dot. Nalukai, you can't hide it. Sannyasira alpachitra sarvalokagaya. Similarly, if a renunciant has little fault, sarvalokagaya, entire world will talk about it. So if somebody has some little fault, people talk about it. People like to speak about others. You know, बात करने में कितना अच्छा लगता है दूसरों के बारे में. इन्होंने ऐसा किया. मालूम है क्या किया इन्होंने? नहीं मालूम. I will tell. Oh, फिर तो ऐसा मजा आता है. That is ecstasy. अष्ट सात्विक विकार. We should never judge people because we don't know their stories. We should, you know, as Bible said, don't judge lest you will be judged. If we judge people, it will come back to us. We will also be judged. One time there was a man traveling in a train with his small boy. He was around 7-8 years old boy, his son. And this boy, he was telling father, he was looking outside the train, Papa, that is tree, na? That is cow, that is dog, and all others are getting annoyed. ये 8-10 साल का लड़का है, क्या बोल रहे हैं? And in astonishment, he is pointing out, ye, and father is also saying, yes, my child, this is dog, this is cat, this is cow. So this father, he understood that nearby people are getting little bewildered. So he told, my son was born blind. But somehow yesterday, few days back, he had, undergone an operation and he has received his vision back. So he's so very excited to see things. So then everybody became sober. They understood, oh my God, we are making a big mistake by judging him. So we should always be very careful. All of you can think of some instance when you judged someone, later to find out that, oh, I should not have done that. Why किसी के साथ ऐसा? You judged somebody and then later you understood, Baba, नहीं करना चाहिए था judge इसको. It was my mistake, So all of us have gone through some, instances of judging somebody and then later realizing it was not the right thing. We should not judge others by their actions. Always give them benefit of doubt. Don't try to judge them immediately. This benefit of doubt is very important. Maybe they have some different intentions. Maybe they are doing it innocently. That is very important. It saves, relations. It gives peace of mind. When we give a benefit of doubt to people, And also, we should also behave in a way so that people don't question our behavior. So Krishna is telling Arjun, don't run away from the problems. Just walk away from your emotional weakness, O Arjun. Don't become weak emotionally. Don't have all this, sentiments at a wrong time. Compassion is great sentiment, but wrong time, it destroys everything. You are showing compassion for these soldiers. What is the use? It will destroy your kingdom. It will destroy everything. So it is very, very difficult if you just behave in this way. Srila Prabhupada writes, Lord Krishna continued to give his verdict to Arjun. Do not think that the great generals like Duryodhan, Karna, and other contemporaries will think that you have left the battle out of compassion for your brothers and grandfather. They will think that you have left out of fear of your life. And thus their high estimation for your personality will go to hell. If somebody runs away from the battle, they are not glorified. Only one person is glorified when he ran away from the battle. That is Krishna. And he is glorified by Ranchod Rai. And Dhakur mein there is a whole temple. वहाँ पे लोग गाते भी हैं मंदिर माँ कौन चे राजा रणछोड़ चे. So only Krishna can afford to do that. When Krishna and Balram, they both ran away from the battle, when Jarasandha attacked for 18th time, they thought मजा नहीं आ रहा है क्या बार-बार उसको हारना है. इस बार कुछ अलग करते हैं हम लोग. We will not just fight with him. We will run away. And they ran away. And Jarasandha is thinking, just see, he ran away from me. That means he is weak now. He's so foolish. He is not able to understand. Baba, 18 बार हराया तेरे को 17 बार. That's how foolish people, demoniac people are. And then they ran and climbed a mountain, Pravarshana mountain. And this mountain was 8 yojan high. 8 yojan means 1 yojan is 8 miles. So they climbed this mountain running. उस समय के पहाड़ थे 64 kilometers. अभी का highest mount is what? कितना किलोमीटर है? Mount Everest. Mount Everest is not the highest, right? Anyways, it is around 1 or 2 kilometers. And then Jarasandha, what he did? He put this entire mountain in fire, thinking that we will burn them. Krishna and Balram jumped from that height. And what happens if somebody jumps from that height? But they landed nice, peacefully in another place. That's Krishna and Balram. And Balramji, he is not an ordinary personality. Yesterday was the appearance day of Sri Balaramji. Balramji is the original spiritual master. He's not an ordinary personality. He is always with Krishna and he always serves Krishna. Krishna is Sevya Bhagavan and Balramji is Sevak Bhagavan. They both are Bhagavan only. दोनों में कोई अंतर नहीं है. But Krishna takes the mood of Balaram, takes the form of Balaram, avatar of Balaram, and that is the mood of servant. Whatever he does, that is for seva. Anything he does for seva. He becomes the spiritual world. He expands himself and becomes the spiritual world. He becomes the bed of Krishna. He becomes the shoes of Krishna. He becomes the jewelry and dress of Krishna. Everything is Balramji's expansion. This kartal, this mridang, whatever we are using in our spiritual practices, they are all expansions of Balaramji. So we should be very, respectful towards any of the paraphernalia. They are all Balaram. He takes the mood of Dasya Bhav. He serves Krishna as a servant. He takes the mood of friend. Sometimes Krishna and Balram and all the cowherd boys, they are in the forest playing like children, small boys. And Krishna and Balram likes to play around and make fun of each other, make jokes and make everyone laugh. One time Krishna, Balram and all the cowherd boys, they are sitting and they open their tiffin pack करके देते थे ना सब, Mother Yashoda, Rohini, and Krishna would sit in the center, and all the cowherd boys are around him. And if somebody is sitting in the center, somebody will see the front, somebody will see the back of that person. But Krishna, he's so amazing. Every cowherd boy would see Krishna looking at him only. And Krishna, he would tell one Gopa, please close your eyes, I'll put sweet in your mouth. He'll close his eyes and open his mouth. And Krishna, instead of putting a rasgulla, he would put flour in the mouth. And this Gopa would have a bitter face because flowers, they smell good, but they don't taste good. Anybody has tasted flower anytime? Like, taste bitter. So everybody would laugh, and they would share their tiffin. स्कूल में बच्चे टिफिन शेयर करते हैं, क्या क्या लाए हैं मम्मी, क्या क्या दिए हैं. And everybody would eat and they would give to Krishna. Krishna, this is the best. And if somebody sees, some devta sees, ये भगवान है, ये झूठा खा रहे हैं. How can God eat, झूठा with somebody? That's what bewildered Brahmaji. Because after Aghasur was killed, so Aghasur was the biggest of the demon. And all the news spread all over the universe. Aghasur is killed by Krishna. So Brahmaji came and he saw Krishna is eating with all the friends. And there was one Madhumangal. He would love to eat. And every day they would share. But this day Madhumangal, he brought special buttermilk from his home, chach. And he didn't want to share. He thought, sab pura main piyunga. So he went secretly at a distance and he was drinking that. And Krishna spotted him. He said, hey, you are drinking alone, I also want it. So he ran and he wanted to catch him. But by the time Madhumangal, he put entire lota in his mouth. And if something is beyond your capacity to gallop, it is all in the mouth of Madhumangal. Before he could swallow, Krishna comes and everything comes out. And then Krishna drinks it. तो हम लोग बोल रहे हैं ये कैसे भगवान है, वो ब्रह्मा जी भी बोल रहे हैं ये कैसे भगवान है. How can Bhagwan do all this? None of the ordinary people do this. Yajna bhuk balakeli. He eats only when yajna is offered in yajna. How can he eat like this? No midyate abravapushe tadidambaraya gunjavatamsha paripichala sanmukhaya vanyasraje kavalavetra jushanavenum lakshma shriye mridupade pashupangajaya. Brahmaji later he is offering this prayer. He says, oh my Lord, you are amazing. You have a effulgent body, abravapushe, golden garments, having a gunjamala, peacock feather on your head, and you are behaving like a small child. And Krishna and Balram, they would play like this. So Krishna and Balram, we know the story. We'll discuss more about the appearance of Krishna and Balram on Janmashtami day, next week, Sunday. So all of you can bring all your friends also and relatives for that wonderful Janmashtami festival. So we all know the story when Balramji, he took birth. So first he went and entered the womb of Devaki. And Devaki, she is not the eternal mother of Balramji. Who's the eternal mother of Balramji? Rohini. So Krishna called Yogamaya and he said, I have a service for you. You have to shift Balramji from Devaki's mother to Devaki's womb to Rohini's womb. So Yogamaya said, this is a very difficult task. Bhagwan ko shift karna hai, bataiye. But she said, okay, because you desire it, it will happen. So then she came and she, without any difficulty, she transferred Balramji from the womb of Rohini, from the womb of Devaki to the womb of Rohini. And before that, we all know the 6 sons of Devaki were killed. Who are these 6 sons? Why they were killed by Kamsa, that we'll discuss next week on the Janmashtami day. That is also a very interesting story. Why Balramji only came after these 6 sons were killed? What is the special significance? We'll discuss on the other day. So Devaki, she was very, very fearful because she was thinking, my 6 sons are already killed. And now 7th son is miscarriage. It appeared that she had a miscarriage. And then on the Purnima day, which was yesterday, Balaramji appeared from the womb of Rohini. Shri Balaramji ki jai. And how many days after Balaramji Krishna appeared? How young Krishna was. Krishna was only 8 days younger to Balaramji. So don't ask me how is this possible. That is spiritual calculation. So Krishna and Balaram, they don't grow like ordinary children. भाई ये 9 महीना रहना पड़ेगा तब जाके निकल बाहर आएंगे ना. So only after 7 days, Krishna also appeared. And Devaki and Vasudev, Vasudev transferred Krishna also to Gokul. And Nanda and Yashoda, they were not aware that Krishna is not their child. They were child of Vasudev and Devaki. And Vasudev was keeping count. नामकरण का ceremony करना है ना, within 100 days the नामकरण should be done. So he sends his priest, his name is Gargacharya. And Gargacharya, Gargamuni, he goes to Gokul and he says, and as he enters Gokul, Nanda Maharaj becomes very happy. Oh, you have come. You are so very merciful. Mahat vichalanam nrinam grihinam dina chetasam nishreyasaya bhagavan kalpate nanyatha kvachit. See, oh, you have appeared in Gokul for the welfare of people in general. Can you please give names to our children? अभी गर्ग मुनि क्यों आए? नामकरण करने के लिए. And Nand Maharaj, what is he saying? Please give name to our children. So win-win situation है. But Gargacharya, you know what he says? There is a problem. Yaduna mahamacharya khyatascha bhuvi sarvada sutam maya samskritam te manyate devaki sutam. He says, everyone in the world knows that I am the guru of the Yadus. I am the guru of Vasudev, Devaki and their family. If I will do namkaran of your children, what will world understand? They are sons of Devaki and Vasudev. And then Kamsa will come and kill them. Nanda Maharaj says, no, don't worry. We'll do it secretly. Nobody will come to know that name giving ceremony is done by you. We'll do in cowshed. Goshala mein karenge. Only myself, my wife's children and cows. The cows also will not be there. And cows will be in the grazing area. So nobody will be there. So we can do it very secretly. So then Garagamuni here agrees. So now Yashoda and Rohini, they wanted to test how powerful Garagamuni is. They exchange children. Yashoda is having Balramji in her hand and Rohini is having Krishna. यहाँ भी देखते हैं क्या नाम देते हैं, सही पहचानते हैं कि नहीं. So Gargamuni is not an ordinary person. He is the eternal, associate of the Lord. He points to Yashoda's, the child who is in the lap of Yashoda. I am he Rohini Putro. He is a son of Rohini. And immediately understands that he is Rohini ke putra. I am he Rohini Putro Ramayan Suridogani Akhyaasyate Ramaiti Baladikyam Balam Vidu. He is son of Rohini, Rahami Rohini Putro. And he has come to give pleasure to everyone. Ramayan Suridoganai. He gives 3 names to Lord Balaram. First is Ram. Second is Bala. Baladeva. He is the source of all strength, Baladev. And third name he gives is Sankarshan. Why? Because of 2 reasons. Because he was attracted from the womb of Devaki. Karshan. Karshan means to attract. and he was put in the womb of Rohini. Another reason is he brings together two families, the family of Devaki and Vasudeva and family of Nanda and Yashoda. So that's how Balram ji gets his eternal name. So that is the pastime. It is not that उसके पहले तो भगवान का नाम नहीं था क्या? पहले था, but in this pastime he got his name like this. And Balram ji, he is always in the mood of seva. Who was Balram in his previous incarnation? Lakshman. And Lakshman is always with Ramji, always serving Lord Ram. When Ram was banished to forest for 14 years, and Sita said, I will also come. So Ramji was trying to convince, no, don't come, stay here. And when Lakshman says, I also want to come, Ram didn't even try to convince Lakshman. Because he knew, ye to sunne wale hai hi nahi. He's always with me. And then he did so much services. He didn't sleep for 14 years. He didn't eat for 14 years. He was always there ready to serve Ram, building hut for him and getting fruits and roots and making arrangements for cooking and everything. And when Mother Sita, she was rescued from Ravan, and then she's about to be with Ram. Ram tells Lakshman, build a funeral pyre for Sita. We need to test Mother Sita. Test Sita. It was not an easy job. It was very painful, but Lakshman had to do. अभी छोटे भाई है ना. आजकल के छोटे भाई नहीं है. सतयुग के छोटे भाई, त्रेता युग के. He had to do that. And then the kingdom, many people were gossiping and rumors were spreading that, oh, just see, Ram is staying with a wife who spent 1 year in another person's home. Ram can do that. We will not do this. So Ram had to protect the integrity of the king. He asked Lakshman, you have to take Mother Sita. Take Sita and leave her in the ashram of Valmiki. It was very painful. And Mother Sita also knew she didn't go to women's liberation movement. ऐसा कैसे कर सकते हैं? She knew that for Ram, the integrity of king is more important. She happily accepted it. And while Lakshman is taking Mother Sita to Valmiki Muni's ashram, he decided something. He said, enough of being a younger brother. Next avatars, I will become an older brother. So that I can decide what to follow and what not to follow. Okay. So that's why he came as Balaramji, as the elder brother of Krishna. And then in the next pastime, he appeared as Nityananda Prabhu. He is also elder brother of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So whether Balaram or Nityananda or Lakshman, they are always serving Ram, Krishna and Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So the mood of seva is always there. It is not that abhi to kahan seva kar rahe hain. They are always serving. So Balaram is always there to serve Krishna. As a small children, now Yashoda and Rohini, they are taking care of Krishna and Balaram. They are small children, they are feeding milk from their bodies. And in between they count their teeth in the mouth of Krishna and Balaram. Kitne teeth aa gaye, kitne dant aa gaye bhai. And they are happy counting the teeth. That's how they grow. And then they start crawling. And in the courtyard of Yashoda, it was all mud, cow dung and cow urine ka paste. That's Vrindavan, right? Goloka. And Krishna and Balaram, they are crawling and then they see a calf standing in front. And then they catch hold of the tail of the calf. And the calf becomes scared. Kisne pooch pakdi? They start running. Calf starts running. So Balaram and Krishna, they become more scared. They catch hold tightly. And then calf is dragging Krishna and Balaram. They have a good sliding ride in the cow dung, cow urine and the mud of Vrindavan. Yarhi angana darshani kumara leela antar braje tadabala pragrihit puchchai Vatsairitas subhau anukrishyamano Prekshantyojjita griha jarisurhasantyah. Yarhi angana, this darshan which is happening in the angan of Yashoda is not available anywhere in the world. Darshaniya. Darshaniya means it is worth seeing. Darshan karne yogya hai. Everything about Krishna is worth. Can anyone tell me any other word ending with darshaniya, niya, worth about Krishna? Just like one word is smaraniya. That means smaran karne yogya. Bhajaniya. Bhajan karne yogya. Huh? Adaraniya, Vandaniya. Krishna se related, the worth. It is worth doing. Sprihaniya. Sprihan means worth desiring for. और क्या है? Ramaniya, very attractive pastimes. So that's how all these pastimes. Darshaniya kumar antara braje tadabala pragrihit puchchai. Now Yashoda is seeing Krishna and Balram just moving here and there, and all of them are laughing, smiling, having good time seeing Krishna and Balram. Krishna and Balram, they have ankle bells in their feet. बच्चों को पहनाते हैं ना घुंघरू पायल. And as they are moving around, they like the ankle bell sound, and they don't understand कहाँ से आ रहा है, and they keep searching from where this sound is coming, and they find some gopi walking in front, and they have ankle bells, so they thought maybe from there it is coming. They crawl little faster, and they catch hold of the sari of this lady, this gopi, thinking that this is Yashoda and Rohini. So this gopi turns back and they realize, अरे ये तो गोपी, ये तो यशोदा रोहिणी नहीं है. They become fearful. They run somewhere else and find Yashoda and Rohini. तौ अंग्रि युग्मम् अनुकृष्य सरीसृपन्त्यो घोषा प्रघोष रुचिरा व्रजकरदमेषु तन्नादरिष्ट मनसा अनुसृत्य लोकम् मुग्धं प्रभीतवतुपेयतुमन्ति मात्रो अंघ्रि युग्मम्. They are dragging their 2 feet. बच्चे कैसे घिसिट के चलते हैं? That's how Krishna is also doing. Balram also doing. So for all the wonderful pastimes of Krishna and Balram, all the avatars of Krishna and Balram, the avatar of this pastime, Krishna and Balram. Krishna appears as Kurma, Matsya, Varaha, Narsimhadev. Narsimhadev movie देखा कि नहीं सबने? So we cannot, imagine Narsimhadev का बाल लीला होगा कुछ ऐसा. Only बाल लीला happens in Krishna's pastimes. Athanyadapi Krishnasya toka charitam adbhutam. Toka charitam means the pastime of a small child. That's how Krishna and Balram, they are performing wonderful pastimes, attracting everyone's attention. Now they grow up, they are growing, and then after some days, some years, Yashoda, Nanda Maharaj, they give the charge of calves to Krishna and Balram. Now they can go to forest and play and herd the calves. One day, they are in the forest. It is summer time. And summer in Vrindavan, how many of you have been in Vrindavan during summer season? कोई गया समर में मजा आता है नहीं एकदम वसंत रहता है. It is very hot, intolerable. But when Krishna was there in Vrindavan, it was spring, it was vasant. Because भगवान है, भगवान जहाँ पे जाएंगे तो रॉयल होगा ही ना सब कुछ, all pleasing. सच वृंदावन गुणैर वसंत इव लक्षितै यत्रास्ते भगवान साक्षात रामेण सह केशव. Wherever Krishna and Balram is there, it is always Vasanta, spring. So all these cowherd boys, they are in the forest, they are playing, and they play all the games. छोटे बच्चे जो भी गेम खेलते हैं ना, everything is originated from Krishna only. Krishna Balram. They would play hide and seek. They would throw a ball of amalaki flowers, and they would play catch. They would throw a ball and then hit that ball with another ball. सभी खेलते हैं ना बच्चे कभी कभी. They would just blindfold one gopa and say, identify who am I. All these plays, they would jump like frogs. They would imitate the voice of different birds. They would fly like birds. All these wonderful pastimes they performed. They were in ecstasy. One day, few of the friends, they come to Balram and Krishna and they say, Krishna, there is a beautiful forest nearby and that is full of tal fruit trees. That forest is called as Talavan. ये ताल का फल मानो, ताड़ वाला, ताड़ बोला, ताल फल. And मतलब आज के वाले नहीं, द्वापर वाले हैं. Very attractive, sweet look, sweet, fragrance. And they say, Krishna and Balram, Rama Rama Mahavira, He Rama Mogha Vikrama, Krishna Krishna Mahavira, He Rama Mogha Vikrama. He says, oh Krishna, you are all powerful, and oh Ram, you can perform any wonderful pastime. We are troubled by hunger. Actually, they are not so hungry for themselves. They wanted Krishna and Balram to taste that tal fruit and to do something else. I'll tell in some time. They said, Krishna and Balram, can you please get those tal fruits for us? They are so very delicious. We can smell the fragrance of tal fruits here also. And Madhumangal says, yes, मैं तो कब से बोल रहा हूँ. We should go and eat it. But they say there is one problem. This tal one is protected by a demon. And his name is Dhenukasur. He's a very powerful Rakshasa. He has assumed the form of a donkey. राक्षसों को भी क्या आता है, मतलब लेना भी था तो किसका लेना रूप, गधे का. मतलब कोई भी हमारे में से ऐसा बोलेगा नहीं कि if you want to do something great, चलो ये रूप लेते हैं गधे का. हम तो बोलते हैं ना गधा को नाम अच्छा दिया ना हमने, मालूम नहीं है गधे का नाम संस्कृत में वैशाख नंदन. सुना नहीं है? सुना है ना? या मैंने ही सुनाया होगा, और कौन सुनाएगा? वैशाख नंदन. So this donkey was not an ordinary donkey. His head was in cloud. That's how big he was. And he was a very colorful donkey. And he would run. It would seem as if there is earthquake. Nobody is allowed to enter this Talvan. Any human, if he enters, they eat him alive. No animal, no bird is allowed to fly in that Talvan. They kill everyone. He is not alone. He is with all his donkey friends. सब गधों के friend वैसे ही हैं. सब गधे. But oh Balram ji, what is big thing for you? You please kill that donkey demon and we'll get all tal fruits. So Krishna Balram says, okay, chalega, we'll do that. So Krishna and Balram very fearlessly, and that's the faith of these small coward boys. Krishna and Balram are still 5 years old, 5 saal, 6 saal ke hain. And this donkey is like size of a till cloud, his head is reaching clouds. But still, they have faith. ये तो कुछ भी कर सकते हैं. Krishna and Balram, they didn't know that they are gods, but they have faith in Krishna and Balram. That is called as innocent faith of a devotee. Krishna is always there to protect us. Avashya rakshime Krishna iti vishwas palan. Whatever situation I may be in, Krishna will protect me. That is the faith of a devotee. And that is the faith which takes us ahead in our spiritual practice. Kuch bhi ho. That doesn't mean we should take unnecessary risks. Like, चलो हम भी घुसते हैं, चलो जू में जाते हैं, देखते हैं कृष्ण बचाएंगे ना. आगे से टाइगर आएगा तो हम वांछा कल्पतरु नहीं बोल सकते. अरे एवरीबॉडी इज अ वैष्णव ना, लिविंग एंटिटी, सोल है. हम वांछा कल्पतरु बोलेंगे तो महाप्रसाद गोविंद बोलेगा. So these cowherd boys and Krishna and Balram, they enter that forest. And Balramji, he found the biggest dal tree, started shaking it. And all the fruits started falling. And all the cowherd boys, they started eating and enjoying it. Everybody was blissful apart from one person. Who was he? Dhenukasur. He heard somebody has transgressed my boundaries. Who is the trespasser here? He came running, and in his donkey voice, he was creating great sound, which I can't do. When Radha Swami Maharaj he speaks ना, वो एकदम ऐसा बहुत सारा आवाज निकलते हैं. एक बार गौरांग प्रभु बोल रहे थे, he was speaking गोचारण लीला of वृंदावन, and he thought चलो मैं भी थोड़ा गाय की आवाज निकालता हूँ. So he made some sound which he thought is a very good way. अच्छा आवाज निकाला गाएगा. So after the class, one person comes and says, वो कौन सा पशु था? तो बोले अरे गोचारण लीला थी तो गाय ही होगा. बिल्कुल नहीं लगा गाय. तो प्रभु जी बोले मुंबई की गाय थी. So this donkey, this Dhenuka, he was really madly creating sound, neighing very strongly. And he came right up to Balramji with a screeching halt. He turned and with his hind legs, he hit Balramji in his chest. And Balram is a small boy. And kitna ye? He is like mountain. And with all the force, he hits Balramji. And to his surprise, nothing happened to Balramji. He is standing there peacefully. He becomes really angry, Dhenuka. He starts running around in a circle around Balramji, and he again comes and hits Balram. This time, Balramji he just catches hold of the hind legs and starts twirling him around. And he twirls him so fast that because of that motion, this demon, he loses his life. Shri Balramji ki jai. And then Balramji, he finds the tallest tal tree. And he throws that Dhenuka on that tree top. And that tree bent, fell on a nearby tree. That tree bent, and it was a domino effect. And all the trees of the Talwan fell. And all the other donkey demons, when they came to know that our leader is killed, they came running and charged towards Balram and Krishna. They are so foolish. और क्या expect कर सकते हैं? Donkey है. अभी leader is killed and they are attacking Krishna and Balram. So Krishna and Balram one by one, सबको एक करके, everybody is dead. But after killing all of these donkeys, all the tal fruits are lying there. But none of the cowherd boys then they took any of the tal fruit. Because now they are contaminated by the touch of these demons. They just left singing the glories of Krishna and Balram. Ki maja aaya, aaj ek aur demon mara. Yeah, every day it was a pastime. Every day Kamsa would send one toy. And Mama toy bhejta tha aur bhanja todta rehta tha. So every day during lunchtime, the demons would come. Particular lunchtime. Because the cowherd boys, they are absorbed in playing, so bhook nahi lag rahi hai, dhyan hi nahi hai. So after killing a demon, they realize bhook lagi. You should eat also. So that's how Dhenukasur was killed. एक और सुनो story. It is 8:30 now. चलो एक और story सुनाते हैं. One more demon which is killed by Balramji. Now all these demons, they are very, very important because they represent some anartha in our life. This Dhenukasur, what it represents? It represents our tendency of holding everything for ourselves and giving nothing to Krishna. सब मेरे लिए है, भगवान के लिए कुछ नहीं देना है. In Satyuga, people would give 50% to God. In Treta, they would give 25%, ज़्यादा नहीं देंगे हम लोग. Dwapar Yuga, they would draw a line and they would throw their money in the air. What fell on the other side is Krishna's, what fell on this side is ours. And they would throw in a way that most of it should fall on this side. Kalyuga के लोग ज़्यादा intelligent हैं. They throw in the air and they say, भगवान जो पकड़ना पकड़ लो, बाकी तो अपना ही है. So we want everything for ourselves. That is Dhenukasur mentality. He didn't allow anyone to enter his forest, not even God. So the whole process of spiritual life practice is we should learn to give more and more to Krishna. Because in giving we receive more. And Krishna doesn't need any of the material things from us. He sees the intention behind giving it. He sees the devotion in that. Because ultimately Krishna is not pleased by wealth, resources, and anything of this world. He is pleased only by devotion. Bhaktya. Bhakti pleases the Lord. Nalam dvichatvam devatvam rishitvam va asuratmaja prinanayam kundasya navrittam na bahugyata nadanam natpo nijya na shochya vratani cha priyate amalaya bhaktya hari anyat vidambanam. You cannot please the Lord by anything of this world. If you are a great learned scholar, you can't please the Lord by your scholarship. If you are a very wealthy person, you cannot please the Lord by your wealth. You are a great tapasvi. मैं तो हर एकादशी निर्जल करता हूँ. You can't please the Lord by your nirjal ekadashi. You can't please the Lord by giving so many things in donation. Only devotion pleases the Lord. Otherwise, that is Dhenukasur mentality. And this Dhenukasur mentality can be killed. You know, there are many demons which are killed by Krishna. There are some demons who are killed by Balramji. So those demons who are killed by Balram, and Balram represents what? Spiritual master. We need the help of senior devotees and spiritual masters to destroy this tendency of I have everything belongs to me. Because they will tell us, they will direct us that now you should give to Krishna also. Another demon which came was Pralambasur. And Pralamba, he was a very special demon. He was expert mystic. One day he entered the group of Krishna and Balram as a very small cowherd boy. He was expert in changing forms and he did lots of research. He found that one Gopa didn't come that day to play. He took the form of that Gopa. And as he entered the group of these cowherd boys, he thought, I will kill Krishna and Balram. Krishna, he tells Balramji, you see that Gopa? He is a demon. He has come to kill us. But don't worry, we will do the needful. Who can cheat Krishna? He is the greatest of the cheats. If you want to cheat Krishna, Krishna says, in Bhagavad Gita, Krishna says, Dyutam chalayatam asmi. Of all the cheating businesses, I am gambling. You can't cheat Krishna. Krishna को क्या आप धोखा देंगे हम लोग? Krishna is the best among the cheats. He has cheated all of us and brought us in spiritual life somehow. नहीं तो हम लोग कभी फंसते नहीं थे. One time Srila Prabhupada, he asked his disciples, am I simple or crooked? So what answers disciple will give? Prabhupada, you are so simple. He said, no, I am crooked. I came to America and I tricked all of you to come to Krishna. Prabhupada had a great, sense of, worldly wisdom. He knew how to attract people. He would place a big jar of very wonderful gulab jamuns right at the gate of the 26th Avenue. where the center was there. इंडिया में काम नहीं चलेगा, इंडिया में जार गायब हो जाएगा. So people would come and they would taste this gulab jamun. Wow, they had never experienced anything like this. Indian cuisine, all the tastes, and Prabhupada was expert in feeding them. Puri, फुला हुआ पूरी बना रहे हैं और pineapple butter halwa. They had never experienced all these things. Just by eating, just by feeding them, Prabhupada just clean bowled them. Prabhupada was so amazing. He would get all the ingredients, whatever donations he would get all the ingredients. He would cook for 15-20 people alone. And he would serve them. And these are not very cultured people who are coming to attend. They're all hippies, मतलब drug addicts, drunkards, smokers. कोई ऐसा मतलब आधे नींद में है, आधे होश में है. They don't know how to respect a sadhu. They don't know who is a sadhu. और वो लोग आके बैठ रहे हैं. And what Swamiji is saying, they don't even understand. अभी जो साधारण स्टेट में उनको भी डिफिकल्ट होता है कई बार. मतलब सिटिंग इन द क्लास, इट इज नॉट ए इजी जॉब. बस यहाँ से तो अच्छा सा दिखता है मेरे को. Sometimes somebody is in other state. Easy journey to other planets. So they were in other state. Only one thing attracted them. Swamiji loves us. Swamiji gives us nice food. So they would come, they would eat, and they would not even wash the plate. And they would just leave. Prabhupada would wash the plates also. कोई है नहीं इस हेल्प करने के लिए. After 3-4 months, one person, and so this devotee is later telling, after 3-4 months I was coming every week and I was seeing Swamiji serves us, and then everybody is gone, and next day we come and everything is all in place. Who is cleaning all this? Because ये भी कभी रुका नहीं. After many months he was there at the end. So he started thinking, who cleans all this? Now only I am there and Swamiji is there. I am also going. Maybe Swamiji is doing all this. So he asked, Swamiji, who does all this cleaning? Prabhupada says, I do. Swamiji, can I help you? Prabhupada said, I was waiting for this question. So that's how Prabhupada just fed them, gave them love, and then hooked them to Krishna consciousness. So that's how, the great spiritual masters are. So Balramji, Pralamba, he took the form of a small coward boy, thinking that I will trick and I will kill. So that day they decided to play a wonderful game. They made 2 teams, Krishna and Balram, they were the leaders of the team. And whoever wins, they have to carry the other team on whoever loses, they have to carry the other team on their back. So this Pralamba, he thought, this Krishna is very powerful. I cannot, win over Krishna now. First I will kill Balram. So he went on the side of Krishna. Because he didn't want to, be opposed to Krishna. And then Krishna's side lost. So this Balram, he is carried by Pralambasur. And all the other coward boys, they are carried by some other. So all of them, they had to reach till Bhandirvat. Bhandirvan, there is a one in the Vrindavan, one of the 12 forests, Bhandirvan. And they were supposed to stop there. But this Gopa, Pralamba Gopa, he is not stopping. He kept running. And Balram is thinking, where is my small friend is taking me? He's not stopping only. And then he realized maybe he's a demon. He understood. Krishna was telling right. And then Balram started increasing his weight. And he became like Mount Meru. Very big mountain. Same size only. Increased the weight. And this Vichara Pralamba Gopa could not handle the weight in that small form. He became original Pralambasur. And Balramji, he was looking like a moon in the cloud. Balram is white and this Pralamba is black. And then Balramji, he took his fist and he banged on the head of this Pralamba. And with that one fist, he was gone. He fell dead. And all the coward boys then they reached and they congratulated, "Oh Krishna, oh Balramji, you are so wonderful." You know, that's how Balram killed another Gopa, another demon. So this demon, he represents our lusty propensities, our gross and subtle desires for lust, for the things of the world. The more we take shelter of spiritual master, the more our desire to lord it over the things, to enjoy the things of the world will go down. So there are many other pastimes of Balaramji. So we'll stop here. So we should pray to Lord Balaram to give us the strength so that we can also continue practicing our devotional service. Without the mercy of spiritual masters, it is very difficult. It is impossible to practice bhakti. So this is how Srila Prabhupada and Sri Balaramji, they are there for us, to guide us, to protect us, to take us in this path of spiritual life. So I'll stop here. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna. Shri Balaram Ji ki jai. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Anybody has any questions?
Balramji was always in the service of the God, the Supreme God. But in the top 10 incarnation of the God, the Balramji name is also there.
Yes.
So, can you connect whether he was incarnation of Supreme God, but always he was associated with Krishna?
Yes, he is Bhagwan, he is Avatar, he is same Lord, but he plays the role of a servant of the Lord. He is always known as the best servant. That is the mood of Balramji. Whatever he does, he plays with Krishna as a friend. He protects Krishna as a fatherly figure. And he expands his Anang Manjari also. And he is playing the role of a younger sister of Radharani. So that's how she participates in Ras Leela also. So Balramji is always there in all the forms. He is serving Krishna. But he is not different than Supreme Lord himself. He is not an ordinary person. Krishna expands as Balram. That is the first expansion. First expansion of Krishna is Balramji. And then from Balram comes Chaturvyuha. Vasudeva, Sankarshan, Pradyumna, Aniruddha. From this Sankarshan, again comes the four avatars. Vasudeva, Sankarshan, Pradyumna, Aniruddha. Second Chaturvyuha bolte hain. And from second Sankarshan, Vishnu comes. And from the Vasudev, all the avatars come. So that's how ultimately Balramji is the source of all this. So if you see Krishna, from there Balram, and from Balram everybody is coming. So Balram is the source of all the avatars. He is the Supreme Lord himself. Okay. Yes, Madhuri.
Not related to today's lecture, but I wanted to understand the importance of the Jhulan Yatra and why it is so high.
Jhulan Yatra is a pastime which Radha and Krishna they perform in Vrindavan as their wonderful pastime. Krishna and Srimati Radharani and all the gopis, they are in the forest and they arrange this wonderful pastime for the pleasure of Radha and Krishna. And they organize this in different ways, with lots of flowers and lots of creepers. They decorate Krishna and Radharani and decorate the jhula, and then they have a wonderful pastime. It's all meant for giving pleasure to Radharani and Sri Krishna. And why does it for 5 days? That I'm not sure about that. It ends with Balram appearance day, that's what I'm aware of. I'm not sure why it is only for 5 days. Because the pastimes of Radha and Krishna, they are always there. Any other questions? Okay, thank you very much. Hare Krishna, Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Srimad Bhagavad Gita ki jai. We'll have 5 minutes of Kirtan. Namo Vishnu Padaya